Sildenafil versus tadalafil, understanding the science behind these ED medications. Erectile dysfunction is a condition that affects millions of men around the world, and it can have a significant impact on confidence, relationships, and overall quality of life. Thankfully, modern medicine offers several effective treatment options, with Viagra being one of the most widely recognized. But is Viagra only designed for men? Can women benefit from it as well? How exactly does it create an erection? Is it safe for everyone to use? What side effects should you know about? And how does it compare to another popular medication like Cialis? In this video, we'll answer all of those questions. We'll explore the fascinating science behind how Viagra works inside the body, discuss who should and shouldn't use it, examine its potential side effects, look at some of its medical uses beyond erectile dysfunction, and finish by comparing it with Cialis. There's a lot to cover, so let's dive into the incredible anatomy and physiology behind these medications. Before we begin, it's important to clear up some terminology. Viagra is simply the brand name of the drug. Its generic name is sildenafil. Both names refer to the exact same active medication. Whether your prescription says Viagra or sildenafil, the medicine itself is essentially the same. The same idea applies to Cialis. Cialis is the brand name, while tadalafil is its generic version. Throughout this video, we'll mainly focus on sildenafil, but we'll also compare it with tadalafil later on. To understand how sildenafil works, we first need to understand what actually happens during a normal male erections. For that, let's look inside the anatomy of the penis. You're now viewing a cross-sectional image through the shaft of a real human penis. At first glance, the internal structure might look unusual, even a little alien-like, but every part has a specific purpose. The two most important structures are the large cylindrical bodies located side by side. These are known as the corpora cavernosa, and they are responsible for producing an erections. Each corpus cavernosum is made up of specialized erectile tissue that contains a network of tiny blood-filled chambers called vascular sinuses. If you look closely, you'll notice countless small spaces separated by thin bands of tissue. These spaces are where blood collects during an erection. When a person becomes sexually aroused, whether through visual images, physical touch, sounds, smell, fantasy, or a combination of different forms of stimulation, the body activates a branch of the nervous system known as the parasympathetic nervous system. Once activated, this system sends nerve signals directly into the erectile tissue of the penis. One of the most important substances released during this process is nitric oxide. Nitric oxide is the key chemical messenger that begins the entire erection process, and it plays a central role in understanding how Viagra works. After being released, nitric oxide activates a series of enzymes inside the smooth muscle cells surrounding the small arteries that supply blood to the erectile tissue. These enzymes trigger the arteries to relax and widen, a process called vasodilation. As these arteries expand, blood can flow into the penis much more easily. At the same time, nitric oxide also causes the smooth muscle within the erectile tissue itself to relax. Remember those tiny blood-filled spaces inside the corpora cavernosa. As these arteries expand, blood can flow into the penis much more easily. At the same time, nitric oxide also causes the smooth muscle within the erectile tissue itself to relax. Remember those tiny blood-filled spaces inside the corpora cavernosa. As these arteries expand, blood can flow into the penis much more easily. At the same time, nitric oxide also causes the smooth muscle within the erectile tissue itself to relax. Remember those tiny blood-filled spaces inside the corpora cavernosa? As these arteries expand, blood can flow into the penis much more easily. At the same time, nitric oxide also causes the smooth muscle within the erectile tissue itself to relax. Remember those tiny blood-filled spaces inside the corpora cavernosa? As these arteries occult, the chemical changes are invisible. You can't taste them, smell them, or see them. After being released, nitric oxide activates a series of enzymes inside the smooth muscle cells surrounding the small arteries that supply blood to the erectile tissue. These enzymes trigger the arteries to relax and widen, a process called vasodilation. As these arteries expand, blood can flow into the penis much more easily. At the same time, nitric oxide also causes the smooth muscle within the erectile tissue itself to relax. So what exactly is the PDE5 enzyme? Why does the body have it? And how does blocking this enzyme help produce and maintain an erection? How does sildenafil actually produce an erection? So how does all of this chemistry translate into an erection? As we discussed earlier, sexual stimulation causes the erectile tissue of the penis to release an important signaling molecule called nitric oxide, often abbreviated as NO. Once nitric oxide is released, it activates another enzyme known as guanylate cyclase. This enzyme starts a chain reaction by increasing the production of a molecule called cyclic guanosine monophosphate, or simply cyclic GMP. These scientific names may sound complicated, but they're actually the key to understanding how sildenafil works. The increase in cyclic GMP is what allows an erection to happen. Higher levels of cGMP relax the smooth muscles surrounding the arteries that supply blood to the penis. As these arteries widen through a process called vasodilation, blood flows into the erectile tissue much more easily. At the same time, cGMP also relaxes the smooth muscle located within the erectile tissue itself. This relaxation enlarges the tiny blood-filled chambers inside the corpora cavernosa, creating additional space for blood to collect. When these two actions occur together, more blood entering through widened arteries and more room available inside the erectile tissue, the penis becomes firm, resulting in an erection. However, erections aren't meant to last forever. Once sexual stimulation decreases, the body naturally begins returning the penis to its normal resting state. One of the primary molecules responsible for this process is an enzyme called phosphodiesterase type 5, commonly shortened to PDE5. PDE5 acts like the body's reset button. Its job is to break down cyclic GMP, the same molecule that made the erection possible. As cGMP levels gradually decline, the arteries begin narrowing back to their normal size. The smooth muscle contracts, blood starts leaving the erectile tissue, and the erection slowly subsides. This is where sildenafil comes into the pictures. Instead of creating an erection directly, sildenafil blocks the activity of the PDE5 enzyme because PDE5 can no longer efficiently break down cyclic GMP. The concentration of cGMP remains elevated for a longer period. With more cGMP available, the relaxing effects on the blood vessels and erectile tissue continue for longer, making it much easier to achieve and maintain an erection during sexual stimulation. In simple terms, sildenafil strengthens and extends the body's own natural erection process rather than replacing it. Using Viagra correctly, one of the biggest misconceptions about Viagra is that taking a pill instantly causes an erection. That isn't how the medication works. Sildenafil does not automatically produce an erection on its own. Instead, it enhances the body's normal response to sexual arousal. Without sexual stimulation, the nitric oxide pathway isn't activated, meaning the medication has very little effect. Some form of stimulation is still required to begin the process. That stimulation could come from physical touch, visual attraction, sounds, pleasant scents, fantasies, or even romantic thoughts. Once the body's natural erection pathway has been activated, sildenafil simply makes that response stronger and more effective. The most commonly prescribed starting dose is 50 milligrams, although healthcare providers may adjust the dosage depending on an individual's health age and response to treatment. Something that's another important factor. For the best results, sildenafil is usually taken 30 to 60 minutes before planned sexual activity. This gives the medication enough time to be absorbed into the bloodstream and begin working. After it becomes active, its effects generally last for about 4 hours. It's important to understand what that 4-hour duration actually means. It does not mean you will have a continuous erection for 4 hours. Instead, it means there is roughly a 4-hour period during which achieving and maintaining an erection becomes easier if sexual stimulation occurs. Outside of sexual stimulation, an erection should not simply remain present. However, if an erection continues for several hours without going away, that becomes a medical emergency and requires immediate medical attention. We'll discuss that potential side effect in more detail later in the video. Before moving on, since we've spent time discussing healthy blood flow through the body's blood vessels, let's briefly shift our attention to another kind of flow, your online data. Now let's return to our discussion about erectile dysfunction medications, Viagra versus Cialis. What's the difference? Another well-known medication used to treat erectile dysfunction is Cialis, whose generic name is tadalafil. Like sildenafil, tadalafil belongs to the PDE5 inhibitor family of medications. That means both drugs work through essentially the same biological mechanism. They increase the effects of nitric oxide by preventing the breakdown of cyclic GMP, allowing erections to occur more easily during sexual stimulation. The biggest difference between these medications isn't how they work. It's how long they remain active inside the body. Viagra typically provides benefits for around 4 hours after taking a dose. Cialis, on the other hand, has a much longer duration of action, allowing its effects to persist for a significantly longer period. Because of this extended activity, Cialis offers two different dosing strategies. Some people take it only when they expect sexual activity, just as they would with Viagra. Others choose a low daily dose, which maintains a steady level of medication in the body. Many men prefer this daily approach because it removes the need to plan ahead. Rather than timing a pill before intimacy, they can simply take one small dose every day and be prepared whenever the moment feels right. This added flexibility is one of the reasons Cialis has become a popular option for individuals who value greater spontaneity in their relationships. Safety and possible side effects, when prescribed appropriately and used exactly as directed by a healthcare professional, both Viagra and Cialis are generally considered safe and effective medications. However, like any medication, they can sometimes produce side effects. The most commonly reported reactions include facial flushing or redness, headaches, indigestion, or upset stomach, nasal congestion. A temporary drop in blood pressure, Viagra has one additional side effect that is relatively unique. Although uncommon, some users notice a temporary blue tint or bluish discoloration affecting their vision. This change is usually short-lived and disappears once the medication leaves the body. Another side effect, although fortunately very rare, is a condition called priapism. Priapism is an erection that lasts for several hours without going away. Despite the jokes that sometimes circulate online, this is not something to ignore. It is considered a true medical emergency. When blood remains trapped inside the erectile tissue for too long, it can deprive the tissue of oxygen and potentially cause permanent damage if treatment is delayed. Fortunately, this complication is uncommon, but anyone experiencing a prolonged erection should seek immediate medical attention. Why do these side effects occur? Interestingly, many of the common side effects can be explained by the same mechanism that allows Viagra to improve erections. Remember that sildenafil works by relaxing smooth muscle and widening blood vessels. Those effects don't occur only in the penis. They can also affect blood vessels elsewhere in the body. For example, when blood vessels near the surface of the skin widen, increased blood flow can produce the warm red appearance known as facial flushing. Likewise, changes in blood vessel diameter within the head can contribute to headaches. The mild decrease in blood pressure experienced by some people is also related to this widespread blood vessel relaxation. If side effects become bothersome, a healthcare provider may recommend reducing the dose. Sometimes a lower dosage still provides enough benefit to improve erectile function while minimizing unwanted effects. Finding the right balance often depends on the individual's health, response to treatment, and medical history. Who should avoid these medications? Although sildenafil and tadalafil are safe for many individuals, there are certain situations in which these medications should not be used. Who should not take Viagra? Although sildenafil is considered safe for many people when used correctly, there are certain situations where it should not be taken. One of the most important contraindications involves individuals who use nitrate medications. These drugs are commonly prescribed to treat heart-related conditions such as angina, a type of chest pain caused by reduced blood flow to the heart. Why is this combination so dangerous? Both nitrates and sildenafil work by widening blood vessels. When these medications are taken together, their effects can combine and cause blood pressure to fall to dangerously low levels. A sudden, severe drop in blood pressure can reduce blood flow to vital organs and become life-threatening. For that reason, anyone currently taking nitrate medications should avoid sildenafil unless specifically instructed otherwise by their healthcare provider. Of course, every person's medical history is unique. That's why it's essential to speak with a qualified healthcare professional before starting Viagra or any other medication used to treat erectile dysfunction. Medical use is beyond erectile dysfunction. Interestingly, sildenafil wasn't originally developed as a treatment for erectile dysfunction. Researchers first investigated the drug because of its effects on the cardiovascular system and its ability to influence blood vessel function. During those clinical studies, they noticed one very unexpected but obvious side effect: improved erections. That discovery eventually led to the development of Viagra as an erectile dysfunction medication. However, sildenafil continues to have several legitimate medical uses outside of treating ED. One of its most important approved uses is the treatment of pulmonary hypertension. Pulmonary hypertension is a condition in which blood pressure becomes abnormally high inside the arteries of the lungs. Because sildenafil relaxes blood vessels, it can reduce resistance within the pulmonary circulation, allowing blood to move through the lungs more efficiently and decreasing the workload placed on the heart. For certain patients, this can significantly improve symptoms and exercise capacity. Researchers have also studied sildenafil for conditions involving excessive narrowing of blood vessels. One example is Raynaud's phenomenon, a disorder in which blood vessels supplying the fingers and toes become overly constricted, especially during exposure to cold temperatures or emotional stress. By encouraging blood vessel relaxation, sildenafil may improve circulation and reduce symptoms in some individuals. Another area of research involves high-altitude medicine. At very high elevations, reduced oxygen levels can increase pressure inside the blood vessels of the lungs. This can contribute to a potentially serious condition known as high-altitude pulmonary edema, where fluid accumulates in the lungs. Because sildenafil lowers pressure within the pulmonary circulation, researchers have explored whether it may help reduce the risk or severity of this condition under certain circumstances. Can women benefit from Viagra? This naturally raises another question. If sildenafil improves blood flow, could it also be useful for women? The answer is more complicated than many people expect. Although the penis and clitoris serve different functions, they share a common developmental origin. The clitoris is the homologous structure of the penis, meaning both organs develop from the same embryonic tissue and contain similar types of erectile tissue. Just like the penis, the clitoris contains vascular tissue that fills with blood during sexual arousal. Of course, the physical changes are much smaller, and the clitoris does not play the same mechanical role during intercourse. Even so, the underlying physiology is remarkably similar. Because sildenafil increases blood flow, scientists have investigated whether the medication might enhance blood circulation to the female genital tissues. The theory is that greater blood flow could improve sexual arousal, increase sensitivity, and enhance physical sensation in some women. However, research findings have been inconsistent. Some studies and individual patients have reported noticeable improvements, while others have found little or no benefit. These mixed results suggest that female sexual arousal depends on far more than blood flow alone. Hormones, emotions, neurological signaling, relationship dynamics, psychological well-being, and many other biological factors all contribute to sexual function. Increasing circulation by itself may not be enough to improve sexual satisfaction for every individual. As we've seen, sildenafil works by enhancing the body's natural nitric oxide signaling pathway, helping maintain higher levels of cyclic GMP and improving blood flow to erectile tissue during sexual stimulation. When used appropriately under medical supervision, it has become one of the most effective treatments for erectile dysfunction. At the same time, sildenafil has important medical applications beyond sexual health, including the treatment of pulmonary hypertension and ongoing research into several vascular disorders. Like any medication, however, it should always be used responsibly with careful attention to proper dosing, potential side effects, drug interactions, and individual medical conditions. Hopefully this video has given you a clearer understanding of how Viagra works, how it compares with Cialis, who can benefit from these medications, and why they're much more scientifically interesting than many people realize.